As the debate over reopening schools heats up, Education Secretary Betsy DeVos hit the airwaves to push the president's message.
It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of how we reopen schools and how kids get back to learning full time.
DeVos says schools must open for in-person classes this fall and insists it can be done safely, despite a surge in new coronavirus cases in many states. But she did not offer a plan for how to do it.
The key is that kids have to get back to school, and we know there are going to be hot spots, and those need to be dealt with on a case-by-case basis. But the rule should be that kids go back to school this fall.
She also downplayed the potential health risks.
There's nothing in the data that suggests that kids being in school is in any way dangerous.
But internal CDC documents obtained by the New York Times warn that fully reopening schools and universities would create the highest risk for the spread of the coronavirus. Public health experts worry children could serve as carriers who pass the virus to others. Adding to the uncertainty, during last week's White House coronavirus task force briefing, Dr. Deborah Birx told me there isn't enough testing data to draw conclusions about the infection and transmission rates among children.
If you look across all of the tests that we've done and when we have the age, the portion that is then the lowest tested portion is the under 10-year-olds.
On Sunday, DeVos also doubled down on the administration's threat to withhold federal funding from schools that refuse to open.
If schools aren't going to reopen and not fulfill that promise, they shouldn't get the funds.
Condemnation from House Speaker Nancy Pelosi.
Oh, this is appalling. They're messing. They're messing. The president and his administration are messing with the health of our children.
Meantime, the White House is taking aim at the nation's top infectious disease expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci. In a statement over the weekend, an administration official told NBC News that several White House officials are concerned about the number of times Dr. Fauci has been wrong on things. This official also provided a lengthy list of examples. They failed to note that Fauci's views were considered accurate at the time, but that the science had evolved. And of course, this whole effort comes as Fauci has been openly critical of shortcomings in the country's coronavirus response, as President Trump has publicly disagreed with him, and with opinion polls showing the American public trusts Fauci's advice over the president's. Savannah?
Geoff, back to schools for a moment. The administration reportedly planning on releasing its own set of guidelines for schools. What do you know about that?
Yeah, well, a senior administration official tells us the White House plans to issue its own guidelines for the reopening of schools, which could be released as early as this week. We're told the White House recommendations will include some of those issued by the CDC and other ones from the American Academy of Pediatrics, but it risks creating even more confusion with state and local officials left to figure out which to follow.